Thanks for clicking on the thumbnail. I know it's a long video, but this is me in a typical weekend. So you can watch and see how I get on doing a whole bunch of things. I was very ambitious about what I was going to do. I know it's very long, but maybe just put it on the background. Let me know whether you think this format is any good. Be really interested to hear what your thoughts are in the comments. Happy watching. Okay, good morning. It is the 20th of June. Today is Matariki, which is our Maori New Year celebration, public holiday. And really randomly I thought I should do a video of my weekend working as a hobbyist woodworker. So this is the start. It is about 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'm just figuring out what I'm going to do first. One of the things I want to do is do some hose connectors with using rare earth magnets, so I can connect up my dust extraction system to the planer really easily. I also want to do a cabinet on the wall, which is over here. So I think it was MWA Woodworks that they've got everything in cupboards, and I thought, damn, I don't need those things on display, and they're just gathering dust. So I have some scrap pallet wood that would be perfect to build a cabinet. Of course, what it does mean is that I need to buy a brad nailer. So you're going to come with me as I do that. I also think it was MWA that said, have a place for everything in the workshop. And as you can see, my work table is a mess. So I am going to tidy everything up and put it all away, which will mean I have to finish some things, which is these little first attempt at box joints. A few days ago, I started making a cupboard door, like a shaker style cupboard door, and I never finished it. So I really need to get that done as well. The last thing I want to do is see if I can get this whole section of the ceiling all boarded out and insulated. That's quite a big job. Even if I got up to this part, that would be quite good. So there's my list. I'm just going to take some measurements of some pipes. Then we're off to Kmart to get a new, what do they call these things? Because I broke it, so you can see, which is really dumb. And then to our big box store, which is Bunnings. Okay, I think this is what I need. My old one was an $8 one. I think this will cost more, but let's go with this. Okay, I'm just now at a big box store, and gonna go and get some Gorilla Glue and some more screws for the cabinet, the brad nailer, and the rare earth magnets. So let's go. This is where I wish I bought my tape measure. I think I'm going to go for one of those to put in my thicknesser outlet. Okay, so successful shop, glue, brad nails, more screws, joiner thing for the thicknesser, magnets, and excitingly, a brad nailer. I think I need a coffee after that, so I'm going to go to my favourite coffee shop. Okay, I've found some, on the way to the coffee shop, I found a couple of perfect pallets for my ceiling. Look, that is what, 1/4 inch ply, 8mm, something like that. And there's two of them. So I just gotta hope I can get them in my boot. Okay, they're in. The back door isn't shut. So I think I just need to go home. I haven't got a strap to tie the back door on, so I'll see how I go. Right, I really need coffee. What's an espresso's favourite song? Okay, I really... what's the time now? Let me just see. Okay, so the time is 11:48, Friday the 20th, and I think the first thing I'm going to do is tidy up my workbench, and over here as well. Yeah, so let's get on with it. Okay, so this is very exciting. I get my brad nailer, which I wanted and needed, I think all at the same time. So let's see what we've got. Okay. We've got some nails and a belt hook. Not entirely sure why I'd want one of those, but... And we've got the beast itself. This is the 18 gauge one, which does get really good reviews. So I'm okay with not having a Makita one. All right. And I got a pack of 15 mil, 20 mil, 25, 32 mil, 18 gauge nails, because I don't know what I'm going to need. There we go. Oh. Put everything back, the man said. Okay, so I did that. Right, here we go. There's some little ones, which I'm guessing are 15, what's that? 20, 25. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I need another rafter for up here, which will be some 4x2s. I'm just going to mush two 4x2s together. No, what are they, 4x1s. And so I'm going to use this brad nailer to just hold them in place while the glue's drying. Okay, so I'm just going to throw a whole bunch. I'm not going to plane these down or anything. I'm just going to throw a whole lot of glue on. And stick them together. These are old plant pot things. Seems to work. I think that's probably enough. My cloth. Okay, time of truth. I think I need these. What are they? 32mm ones. That looks right. Get the battery. Oh, there we go. And it's got an adjustment thing. 15 to 50. I don't know. I'm going to have a crack. Whoa, how about that? That is exciting. Wow, I'm like a kid in a toy shop. That's awesome. That saves me so much work. All right, I'll put a few clamps on this and then I don't know whether I need clamps. I suppose I should. And then I'll wait till later or tomorrow when we'll put it up on the ceiling. Okay, so I need to do this cupboard door. So a couple of weeks ago, I did the, what are these ones called? The stiles? Maybe the rails. I don't know. They were a bit rough, but I just want to get one thing done. So I need to run a groove through these two, a rabbit, reboot, whatever, through these two, so that the plywood can fit in the middle, and then I need to do the tenons on the end of each of them. So that's what I'm up to now. Okay, so I think that's where they've come out. So I just clean them up. And that is more than enough room for the plywood. All right, so I'm just going to get started on the tenon. See how that goes. Okay, let's have a look. So that's not bad. I might just be able to sand that because I want to leave the settings for the next one. Okay, so the doors need to be 385 and they're just a tad over, but I knew that, so I cut the tenon slightly too long. So I'm just going to take that over to the table saw, trim this, what's that, a couple of mil off, and then hopefully it'll all fit. Okay, look at that. Where is it? 385 by the time I put a clamp on it. That'll be perfect. So let me just check the one at the other end. Okay, so it looks that this end, 385, looks roughly like it. Yeah. So I don't know what happened with that gap and that gap there, but it's for a workshop door, so I will not panic about that. I just need to trim them down to the right length because these currently are 830, and the gap that I have is, what does that say? 805 or something. So I just got to do that after lunch. So it is now, what's the time? There we go, 1:32, Friday the 20th. So I think I've had a productive morning. This cupboard door has been annoying me because I screwed up the first one, the first rails, using my tenon jig. So I don't know what on earth went wrong there. But never give up. Okay, so there's the door sort of dry fitted, I guess. So I'm just going to, it's got very odd dimensions, but for the plywood, it is 309 by 732. So I'm just going to rip this plywood down, which was gifted to me. And then hopefully it's going to fit. Actually, that's quite funny because the plywood wasn't long enough. So I have it, it's cut. I think I might just cut this one down to size just because it's for the workshop. And just slot it in there. I don't see the problem with that. Okay. Right, so ready for the dry fit. I think. Wish me luck. Whoa, that's okay. What am I going to do here? That's a bit tight, that one. Whoa, look at that. I'm annoyed that I measured it incorrectly, but life happens. Hey, that fell out. Hey, come on. There we go. Oh, you can't see me. So I think that's a dry fit. So I am just going to. God, I hate these bloody clamps. I'm just going to clamp it up. And check for squareness. So 891 or something. And that is just a tad under 890, but that's fine because I'll put it in the one of these things called belt clamp, and she'll be fine. Yay! I can't believe it's taken me weeks. Anyway, all good. Okay, glue up time. I think that's about right. There we go. I think that's it. Well, it's about as good as it's going to get. Crank it up. Let's have a look. I think that'll do. Whew, so stressful. I hate gluing up. All right. Glue back where it belongs. There we go. What was next? Where's my list? All right. So hose connectors tomorrow and the wall cabinet. So I've done the tidy up, done the cupboard door. I've got those pallets, that plywood in the car that I need to take out. And I need to do some work on the ceiling. Okay. Okay, just going to put this beam in, ceiling, rafter thing. I'm just going to measure the angle and make sure this gap is 580, which it pretty much is. This gap here is 580. And this one, just tad under. So that's the angle there. Yeah, that's it. 580 is the width of my insulation. All right. Okay. Just going to use the skill saw. It's a bit rough and ready, but and then finish it off with a hand saw. Hey. Oh, I might need to clamp that on. I have some clamps. Whoa. Awesome. I might use that at the other. No, I can't. Okay. Okay. So, with a bit of luck. Hey. Well, what the hell's happened here? What? I must have measured it wrong. What? Measure twice, cut once. That needs to be over here. That's there. I don't think I can have measured this one. It needs to be shorter. Damn. Oh, fuck. Well, I'm not on camera. Oh. Uh, uh, Hey, bastard. Okay. Okay. So this is all very awkward. Everything's at a different angle, level. I'm just going to put this in. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's my radio. And then put this on the top. And then I've got an edge to attach the ceiling plywood onto. There's not much of an edge, but it'll have to do. Okay, I'm just going to go and get those pallets out of the car and then dismantle them. Ah, you bastard. Hey. That is a beautiful piece of plywood for my ceiling. All for nothing. And I get free screws, one of which is bent. Okay. Stop it. There we go. Okay, so the last thing I have to do today, apart from put my car away, is I built that coffee table ages ago, and I have never sold it yet. So I decided, it's all the insulation for the garage. I decided that I would allow myself to buy the pin nailer if I put this on Facebook Marketplace. So I am just going to measure 820 by 500 by, no, I don't know what that is. 820 by 500 by, I'm going to call it 450. 820, 500, 450. There we go. I'll have to listen to this back. 820 by 500 by 450. I think that was it. Okay, so it is just after 4 o'clock. I have a truckload of video editing to do, which I'm going to get started with now. Fantastic find with the plywood. I have a cupboard door. I have one little box for my workbench, which I just need to put a base on. And then tomorrow morning I glue up that one. I love my new pin nailer. That's really awesome. And I've put another rafter up and got it sorted out there. So I should be reasonably good to go tomorrow. So we'll see you in the morning at, what's the time now? 4:07 p.m. on Friday the 20th. Good morning. It is 10:30 on Saturday the 21st. Get my camera angle right. So I am just going to start with, I don't know, something small and simple this morning. I can hang that cupboard door on this space here, give that a clean up, and put a base on that little box and glue up the other one. And then possibly try and get this corner finished up here, which would be awesome if I could do that. There we go. Door fits. Yay. I'll just put some hinges and a latch on it. Okay, with the hinges on, this door is a very tight fit. Like so. So I have two options. Chop into the frame. Or take it over to the table saw and just trim some down this side. And it looks like I've done both on each of these other doors. I actually don't know. This is extremely fiddly. So I've got it all propped up. Gonna screw it in. I think it'll be alright. I don't know, there must be a pro's way of doing this, but it sure as hell ain't this way. Okay, well, it's 12:30. I think I started at 10:30. And I've finally got the door fixed. I really hate doing those jobs. But I guess it's done now. So I might take a break and just do something slightly less challenging, intricate. Okay, here we go. I cut a little base for my box. So I'm just going to pin nail it on. I was going to use that, but I probably could. But I'm just going to use these ones. It doesn't need much because there's not a lot of, it's sort of thicker than what I think. But anyway. These are spare, so I'm going to use those. There we go. So there's a box for little bits and bobs that I use all the time. I think I need, if I put these things over here, I need some drawers for that sort of stuff, and like my painting blocks, and possibly where I put my nails. I don't know. So I have two options for that. Possibly is a set of drawers underneath here, underneath my workbench, or maybe a set of drawers here or there. Maybe they look bigger. So I will ponder that one. some days when I'm out here, then things go really well, and I don't know, I just feel like I can do anything. Today, having taken 2 hours to do that stupid cupboard, is not one of those days. So I am just keeping it real simple. This is the new ply that I got yesterday from those big pallets. So I'm just going to chop it up. I think this piece is going up here. And just do the simple things. Every little bit helps. But I'm going to call it quits. I'm just not particularly feeling it today. And that's what happens on those sort of some days. And my experience is that the harder you try, then the worse things get. So, like, you run into little problems. So I'm going to stop. I have to go to the supermarket, cook some dinner, all that sort of like living stuff. So we'll see you in the morning. Okay, good morning. What a difference a day makes. I feel pretty good this morning. 22nd of June, about 11 o'clock. But I have already been for a bike ride. You can see some pictures up there of my bike ride this morning. So I am determined to get this section lined this morning and get as much of this done as well as I can. So I've got a couple of hours before I break for lunch, and I'm just going to bash it out. But first I need to get rid of all this stuff that's on here for no good reason. So let me get on with that. There we go, that didn't take long. I just wanted to get decent access into this corner. These have come off some pallets, and I was thinking, so I'm just going to rip one down to see what it's like inside. It doesn't look like good plywood, but I'm just going to see, because I've seen people do really nice herringbone patterns with plywood, and I thought I might have a go. So let's see what it looks like after it's cut. Okay, so there's the answer. It's not great, is the honest answer. Lots of gaps, but it is just pallet wood. Plywood, so not good quality. So I think that's going to go in the wood racks for now. I may think of something to do with it. Okay, I could not get that skew nailed, screwed into the beam up there. I don't know why. And it's fine at this end. But, so I remembered I had these things. So I think I can attach these to the lower, the cross beam, nail these on, one on each side. And that will just have to do. I mean, it's not like it's got a lot of weight or anything like that. I just need it to stay put. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, scrub that. This is how I need to do it. like that, one on each side of the board. Sometimes I can be such an idiot. Okay. Well, I did it. That was totally and utterly painful. I mean, it's solid-ish. It's only going to sit there. So what the hell? And this one's in. So, oh my God, I need a coffee. Oh, shit. Apparently the flashing light means it's hot and it needs to cool down. And frankly, I feel exactly the same. Okay, it's about 3:15 on Sunday afternoon, Sunday the 22nd. I'm going to call it quits. I was way too ambitious about what I thought I could get done this weekend. But some things just take longer than you expect. One good thing is that I've realised I really do need some drawers to put a whole bunch of this stuff in. So I think maybe next weekend I will go and get some plywood and do that. And then tomorrow morning I've got one chore. I'm going to go to the scrap metal merchant. Let me just show you. I've got a big bucket of nails from pallet wood, some random piece of metal, and a whole bunch of aluminium, plus an old lawnmower. So I'm going to go and see whether I can get any money for that. Okay, so there we go, 30 bucks. There's the money. And now all that stuff is not hanging around in my garage, which is good.